Let's use the table feature on your calculator. Example 1 says fill in the table for the function y equals negative 2x plus 17. And notice our table starts with x values from negative 3 on up to x equals 6, and they're increasing by 1s. So let's go to our calculator and we'll turn it on. And then we want to use these top buttons. See these blue ones right below the window? These are the graph and table buttons. So let's press y equals, and here we're going to plug in our function. If you have any other functions, you want to use the clear button or delete to get rid of them, but mine is blank. So I'm going to set y1 equal to negative 2, and then I need an x. Instead of using the green alphabet, those are used actually for memory. So I want to use this variable button. It's right here next to the green alpha button, and it says xt theta n. Now it's only going to show up as an x for me unless I change the mode, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to press x plus 17, and there's my function. And make sure you've got that negative and not a minus, right? Make sure you use your negative button down here, the gray one. Okay, once I've got my function in there, then I can set up my table. So if you look at next to the y equals button is the window button, and above it in yellow it says table set. So let's do second and the window button, and this takes me to the table setup menu. Now, table start is the first x value. So I want mine to be negative 3 because over here on the slide, that's my smallest x value. And then they're going up by 1, so my increment, or they call it here delta table, that's a little triangle, delta table is going to be 1. So press enter to get to delta table, and then we're going to set 1, enter. Now, for independent and dependent, these are the variables, the x and the y. I want both of those set on auto, so I'm going to leave those alone. Now, in order to get to the table, if you look at this last button, it says graph, but above it in yellow it says table. So second and the graph button, and it takes me to a table. Now, if I had more than one function in here, like a y1 and a y2, then I would see both of them. Now, if I want to scroll up and down my table, I can use the up and down arrows, and as long as I'm in the x column, I can scroll up and down. If I use the right arrow to go over the y1 column, it won't let me go above x equals negative 3 to x equals negative 4, so it won't only deal with what's on the screen. If I had a y2, I could go over there. Okay, so if I go back to my x column where I want to be, when x is negative 3, y is 23. When x is negative 2, y is 21, etc. And I need to go all the way to 6, so I would go down here to 3 and scroll down to 4, 5, 6, and see how the screen moves. So we would want to copy these into our table on our piece of paper. So let's go back up to the top, and I'm going to fill these in real quick in red like that, and there they are. Okay, so that's how we use our table feature. Let's practice one more. So let's look at another example. So example 2, fill in the table for the function p equals 3t minus 50. Alright, so my table, my t values, my independent variables start at 52, and they're going up by halves. So I want to go to y equals and change my function. So I hit clear. See, if I hit delete, it just gets rid of one character at a time. If I hit clear, it gets rid of the whole screen or the whole line. Okay, so I need to use 3, and then I have to use my variable button, and it's going to show up as an x, but I just can't use t and p. I have to use x and y on the calculator. So 3x minus 50. And then I want to go to my table setup screen. So second and the window button. And I want my table to start at 52, enter. And then delta table is the increment, that's the amount it goes up by. And my t values are going up by half, right? 52, 52 and a half, 53. So I'm going to type in 0.5. And you can type 0.5 or 0.5. And then I want my independent and dependent variables left on auto. So I'm going to stop there. Now I can press second and the graph button. And there's my table, and you can see I can scroll down to get to all of my values. So I've got 52, 106, 52 and a half, 107.5, etc. And you can see I can even get down here to 56 and a half. Okay, so I'm going to fill those in red really quickly like this, and there they are. So you just write them down. Now I could scroll as much as I wanted to, so if I needed to keep going, I could just keep scrolling and filling in values. So this table feature is pretty handy. Hopefully that answers your questions. If there's anything else you need help with, contact me. Thank you.